Over the past week, we made 19 of the 80 recipes in Peináo by Helena and Vikki Moursellas. 5 mains, 7 sides, 1 dessert, 2 drinks, and 4 dependencies. The average finished dish took 3.5 hours, including prep times, made 6 servings, and cost $7.23 per serving. Helena and Vikki are identical twins who grew up in an Australian Greek family from Adelaide, South Australia. The Aussies in chat might recognize them from their time on the Australian reality TV show, My Kitchen Rules. The pair write about how growing up, their home was always full of friends, family, and lots of delicious food. Living near their yaya and papu was key to learning how to cook and finding joy in putting food on the table. It was food that kept the family going, and specifically those family meals that inspired this book. Peináo translates to I'm hungry and is a fitting name for Helena and Vikki's second cookbook, which is all about feeding hungry guests. The book is divided into 7 sections and covers everything from breakfast to big plates. With 80 recipes total, our goal for the review of this book was to make 8 dishes over the course of 6 days with the book. Here's how it went. It's day 1 cooking out of Peináo. We're kicking off the week with the lamb moussaka, the OG Greek salata, and the orange and chili olives. We've got 2 different oven temperatures we're working with today, so I'm starting with the olives, and then we'll work our way from there. So, olives first. Yeah, that'll be okay. Olive oil, moussaka. Our number 1 favorite Greek dish. What is a char grill pan? Oh, it's like a griddle? There we go. I found my grill pan. Too thin. I wonder if it would be better if I sprayed some of these with a little bit of olive oil first. That's got a good amount of char on it, I think. We can move on to the potatoes. Bring the potatoes to a boil. So many parts. My potatoes have to cool down. Awesome. But while those are cooling down, I'm going to make the bechamel. It resembles wet sand. I mean, this just smells like I'm burning. I think I need to start over. That is not the color that you want. Good thing I've got extra, and I didn't go too far, but I can slice up the potatoes while I'm refocusing. I think this is more the color that we're going for.
Do you want to
in terms of bechamel, yeah.
We're gonna go a little at a time. It's gonna seize all the way up. So we want to incorporate it all really cleanly before we start adding more, because otherwise we'll get lumps.
Do you want to finish prepping for the lamb?
Where is the tomato puree?
We have to make it.
It's not the same thing, babe.
Oh, it's not?
Nuh-uh.
Oh, I thought it was. That's my bad.
It's okay. Got a full-on gloss on this thing, baby. We're just making the lamb bolognese. This is gonna be like a fucking lasagna.
Yeah, it is. I think we take a break. While that's cooking in the oven, we can work on the salad. I'm gonna pause this, and we'll come back.
Okay, so this sauce isn't super thick. It's getting there, but there's a big layer of fat on top where it separated. So I'm gonna scoop that out, because that's not really ever gonna evaporate.
Are you stressed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right at 350, nice.
I think while that's going, we can work on the salad.
Glad we have a giant plate like this now. The salad in the photo is so sparse. It just doesn't feel like they're the same thing at all. That's so funny. That's an Instagram salad if I've ever seen one. Okay, we have already tried the olives, and if you know you like marinated olives, these are marinated olives.
The fennel is a nice touch.
The fennel is the nicest piece to me. Orange is very typical of marinated olives. I don't get a lot of heat out of the chilies, but we've eaten a whole mess of these already.
Really tasty though. They're super quick to come together. I think if you're doing like a dinner party or something, just having these on the side.
I've never made marinated olives before, but it makes
Me
a lot of
either.
sense that it would be very easy.
Yeah. You throw everything into the container that you heat it up in and then toss it in the oven. That's it.
This needs a little more time to sit. It took an hour longer than we expected, so we've been sitting here for a while.
Yeah.
It just never really got brown on top like it did in the photos. And we think that they used a broiler, but we finally started getting some browning around the edge, and we're like, okay, let's call this. But
Yeah.
it took a very long time.
A lot longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So
So let's start with the
Let's start
salad
with the
while
salad.
this sits and cools so it's easier to serve.
there's a lot of cheese on here. So much cheese.
I will say I want to eat this salad a lot more than I want to eat the salad in the photo.
I mean, so light,
Is it what you expect?
so fresh, so cheese.
So cheese. It's
So
like
much
a
cheese.
quarter cheese. We do have more pickle going on than is intended.
Oh yeah.
Because the banana peppers are pickled, as are the pepperoncini. They're supposed to be fresh banana peppers, we just couldn't find those.
Right.
So this is a salty salad.
I think the cucumber helps balance it. The cucumber, the tomato,
Onion.
the onion help balance it all out. Because otherwise you're getting like very salty. And the sheer amount of cheese in here. What was it?
Half a
Cheese?
pound
Yeah.
plus. I think I'd go with about like 2 times more tomato. The onion's also very nice. There's so much of it. All right, now I'm full. Let's start some moussaka.
Yeah. Now move it in. I'm going for the big one. Ooh, look at that.
It's like, but like a bit more lasagna-ish. Okay. I'm gonna steal all that acid.
I'm scared to eat this because I feel like it's gonna be really hot.
Sarah, oh my God. Your little baby mouth. Oh no.
It does need acid though.
Were you faking that whole time?
No, I was not. It was
You
truly very
asshole.
hot. I like this very much. I just think 1, it needs more salt, and 2, it needs more acid.
Pair it with
Yeah,
the salad.
just like throw
Easy.
some of the salad on there, and I think we're set.
That potato layer in particular is very empty.
I think the eggplants are cooked very well.
The eggplant's the best part.
I can't even tell that it's eggplant. I like the flavor of it though. It's like sweet-ish.
It's definitely sweet. All the water's evaporated out, so you get rid of all that uric acid.
Yep.
Ends up with something that's like not bitter. As far as mains go, this is a very good one. I think so often mains can be like really bland. This has some bland spots,
It does have bland spots.
but the core of it is solid.
Yeah.
I think if I were building a recipe around this, the one thing I'd want more of is texture.
Oh, texture, yes, that would be nice too. It is a little bit like
Right,
soft.
right. This is the problem with lasagna though. Like it's very much in the same camp. Most lasagnas that people make, one texture. I think I want more herbs in the sauce also. Like I want to push the flavor in that direction.
Which sauce? The meat
The
sauce?
bolognese, yeah. So it's just lamb and sweet right now. And I'd much rather have more like, it'd be nice to have dried herbs in there. Because all I'm getting is like just a very like basic tomato and lamb sauce, which isn't the worst. All the flavors work together.
Light smash on the moussaka.
Yep.
Smash on the OG Greek salata. Smash
On
on
olives.
the olives.
I'm tempted to just like take another scoop of moussaka and just put salad on top of it.
Do it.
All right, now we have temperature, texture, flavor variation. Have I just invented a Greek KFC failure bowl? Yes. Oops.
It's day 2 cooking out of Peináo. Today we're making the Avgolemono, the lemon thyme somi, and the lucamadas with lemon sugar. All right, I'm gonna get started with the Avgolemono, making the stock. I'll rinse the chicken real quick. Theme today is lemon. Lemon chicken soup, lemon donuts, lemon bread. Scum. So this will just simmer for an hour. I think while that's simmering, I'm gonna work on the bread. It's so hard when your fingers are wet. Oh, there we go. more minutes on the stock. I can't believe I didn't take the fucking bag out of the chicken. Okay, I think we're safe. Fry off. Off, off, off. Off, off, off. I know you smell chicken. Get off. You were doing so well. No, off. Fry off. Off, 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 off. I give you chicken one time, you're an animal. The chicken tacks are gonna make the bread. This is the stickiest. Okay. That has to bake for 40 minutes. Lemon sugar. You ready?
I'm here to support you. Yeesh.
I think we start with donuts.
Okay,
Yeah,
go for it.
Everything is nice and warm right now.
I'm taking the smallest one, jerk.
Yeah, buddy. I'm not dripped into my soup. They are so dense.
I like the lemon sugar, but the honey I can do without. The cinnamon's nice.
I don't really taste the cinnamon.
I feel like it balances the sweetness quite well, though.
It does balance the sweetness pretty well.
I think these are too big also.
They might be too big. Should we try, ooh, yeah, the soup with the bread?
The bread needs more salt in the dough.
The bread does need more salt.
There's almost no flavor in the middle.
There's like hint of cheese in the bread. It's not like cheesy bread.
If you hadn't told me, I wouldn't know.
There's just like a slight funk.
There's so much chicken in this. It just called for whole chicken. It didn't like give you any measurements or anything.
Is it 2 pounds?
A 2-pound chicken?
Yeah.
1 2-pound chicken.
Yeah.
And you put a 4-pound chicken in it?
Oh, is it 4 pounds?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then.
So this is twice as much
2
chicken.
pounds.
Didn't say about 2 pounds.
Well, it's extra chickeny.
I was like, wow, this is way too much chicken.
I also could have just like taken half of it, honestly, and like called it a day. But I think I could use a little more lemon personally. But
Definitely. This is not my favorite Avgolemono. Even with less chicken. I would much rather have it with rice and more lemon. A lot more lemon.
whoa, what are you doing? Get off, sir. Get off, sir. Excuse you.
Hint of lemon, but mostly chicken.
I think you really need the extra salt, otherwise you don't taste a lot of the lemon flavor.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
wouldn't taste
chicken.
anything. I'm light passes across the board. Actually, pass on the bread, light passes on the rest. It's a lot of 4 out of 10s. Like, that's really the energy I'm getting.
Yeah, right? To be fair, we did finish both of our bowls, so
Like I said, I wouldn't be mad
it's
about
not
it.
bad. Take out the giblet bag before you
Yeah,
boil chicken.
generally a good rule. That's what it tastes like. Giblets. Bag of giblets.
Does it really? I can't tell now.
It doesn't taste like anything.
It's day 3 cooking out of Peináo. Today we are making the roasted garlic and fennel tzatziki, the oregano yogurt pita, and the pork gyros. Let's get cooking. Can you get off me? Thank you. I'm gonna put this in the fridge and then we can go outside. Although I think you're just whining because you want the pork. Wrap the garlic tightly. There's a lot of fronds here. Fry off. Get off. Get off. Gonna be so much dill. Come on, get off. Get off, buddy. Get off. I don't want to touch you. So much mint, so much dill. We'll start there. It's been about 45 minutes. My garlic is not jammy yet, so I'm going to move on to prepping for my gyros. Everything is finely chopped today. Just set aside until needed, so assuming that it's okay to let this just kind of like sit in the salt. Okay, I think it should be done by now. Move on to the bread while that is coming down to temperature. I don't know what consistency I'm looking for here. It's equal parts yogurt, flour. So I think we're looking for like a stickier. Oh, 88 on the nose. We love to see it. The bread is ready.
Hi, I'm here to audition for the position of executive dishwasher.
You're hired.
Let's see how this garlic is.
This garlic is jammy.
Yeah, it seems fine.
Oh yeah, I think that'll work.
Here comes my first executive dishwashing.
Whoa!
Off. Don't do that.
You just taunted him.
My hands are clean. I was showing him that there was nothing in them.
Oh. He's like, let me double check though. Let me make sure that there's nothing in there.
He's fucking parkouring from leg to leg.
I know, he's been doing that recently. So I was thinking I could take up one side with the bread and you could do the other side with the pork.
You got a pup behind you.
Look at the poo, we got one.
Nice. Last batch going in now. Here you go. You need this too.
Hold on, I have to clean up my...
Yeah, you do. Wow.
We can fix it, we can fix it. We'll just get it from like that angle. Nobody noticed.
None of the fat rendered.
So it's just chewy.
It's a rough bite. Oh boy.
So far I've just got the tomato, onion, bread, and tzatziki, and that is excellent.
When it's just a nice thin strip of pork, it's pretty good.
Okay, so we need super thin.
Yeah, it needs to be smaller.
A lot smaller than this.
The bread is lovely. The tzatziki is nice. And
It's
there's
work.
fennel in here.
Yeah, chopped up fennel. Yep.
Like, I get a little bit, like very, very light. Like, I have to really taste for it. That piece of pork was very tender, so the fat just didn't get rendered,
Yeah.
but the meat is doing okay. So you may just want to trim it. In general, though, I think this is a pretty good sandwich. The bread really goes a long way. The sauce is, it's still a good sauce. I'm just not sure it's worth the extra effort, that's all. Let's jam this bulb. I think a standard like dill, mint, garlic, like relatively raw tzatziki is just as good.
Yeah, the onion tomato, great, excellent.
I think it's all very nice. I think if the pork were trimmed, it would be excellent.
Yeah, how thin would you go? Like, I'm thinking probably like as thin as you can get it. No?
No, I would just make the pieces shorter so they're more bite-sized. I wouldn't go thinner necessarily, because
Yeah.
that type of cooking would drive all the moisture out. You need some thickness, but as long as it's sliced across the bias, I think you'll end up with a more tender cut because you don't have to chew the long strands. You know, you're like breaking short strands apart rather than trying to cut through long fibers.
Oh, that would have been helpful direction.
I think after just reslicing the meat, this will be a hard smash. Like, it's so close.
It's so close.
It's very good.
Okay, we've got thin slices cut against the bias.
There's a lot more pork on here because it's going to be a lot more tender and easier to eat.
Cool.
No problem now.
So we're looking at little strips like this. I'm gonna say smash on everything. Hard smash all together.
Yeah, hard smash. I think the bread is the star.
The bread is a star.
And
It's
everything
so
else,
pillowy.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's day 4 cooking out of Peináo. Today we're making the Tomatokeftedes, the iceberg and graviera salad with tarragon buttermilk dressing, and a Greek Negroni. Let's do dressing for the salad first, and then we can go from there. Off, off, off. Oh. Kind of mix that around so that it gets on some of the tomatoes too. This has to set for 30 minutes. While that is draining, I'm gonna get the other stuff prepped up for this. cinnamon. I feel like I'm gonna have to like scrunch these together a little bit more. Maybe use my hands to do it. How are you?
Kind of abstract with these wedges. We're gonna make a Greek Negroni, which is essentially an Italian Negroni, but with Greek ingredients, which we couldn't find. Because these numbers are easy to 5x, I'm just gonna do that. It's a Negroni with a fig and an orange slice.
Thank you.
Tastes like a Negroni.
Ooh, I'm gonna get drunk tonight.
Yeah, you are.
And cut to glam shot. Cheers.
Gin gin, as they say in Greece.
Gin. We made this the day before, but the suggestion is to pair the Tomatokeftedes with the tzatziki. So we had that from yesterday. We just pulled it out of the fridge. Should we try the salad first?
I'll give you the most cheese possible.
Yes, thank you. I think it's supposed to be similar to Gruyere.
Not my first choice of cheese, but the tarragon dressing is great. High acid content.
It's a very simple, like wedge-y sort of ish.
A simple wedgie, yeah.
Yeah, salad. But
Is
it's
that what we're
tasty.
calling wedgie salads from now on? Because I think it should be. A nice little wedgie. I am firmly of the belief that iceberg is an underrated lettuce. Texturally, it's like just incredible.
Yeah.
It's sweet, it's simple. I was gonna say it's not fancy, but like it depends on how you use it. Love the tarragon. The tarragon and the Gruyere are kind of both doing the same thing. I don't know how to describe tarragon's flavor, but it's got like a...
You know what it kind of has a little bit of? Not fully. Tiny bit of like black licorice flavor. Tiny. Teeny tiny black licorice.
You're right. It's anisey.
This is tasty. It's light, it's refreshing, it's not going to get in the way of anything.
I think it's bittersweet is the main thing.
Okay, here we go. Oh, spoiler on these, we did try them. Just to check if we needed to like salt after they cooked, and I put plenty of salt. I accidentally like dumped a lot of salt.
Ooh, good.
Yeah.
It's not very salty, honestly.
Oh, good. I was worried that it was going to be over salted because I was like, what are you doing, Sarah?
I've never had a tomato fritter before.
It's like caramelizing a tomato, basically. But then you've got onion in here, you've got cheese, you've got a little bit of flour, a little bit of baking powder. These are really tasty.
Yeah, I like these a lot. I'm just gonna make a tower of them. It's like a stack of pancakes.
Also, so many herbs in these keftedes. There's like 50 grams. I went dill and mint. I think that was a good combination.
Yeah.
That was also what they recommended in the book, so it's not like I thought of that off the top of my
Sarah, you're a genius.
head. What do we think of the Negronis?
They
a
sure are
Negroni.
regular Negronis. I don't know if it's just like how quickly the alcohol is hitting or the dried fruit, but it does get sweeter pretty quick. Ratings.
All right.
Negroni. It's a decent Negroni. Negronis are a 4 out of 10 drink.
Understandable. It's the Campari, isn't it?
White Negroni?
Great.
6.5 out of 10.
I think smash, smash. Smash on the keftedes, smash on the iceberg salad.
I'm very excited about that form factor. I really want to play with tomato fritters. That's
Yeah.
very cool.
Honestly, I thought the iceberg was going to be a total throwaway. But I'm impressed. I'm happy with this. Don't sleep on the iceberg salad. It's day 5 cooking out of Peináo. Today we are making Ouzo-Cured kingfish with lemon oil.
But with hamachi, because we couldn't find kingfish.
True. Tuna with tomato and dill yogurt.
And mastilla and basil spritz.
I think Bryn's going to do more of the spritz.
You think I'm going to do more spritzing?
I think you're going to drink more of the spritz than I will.
I already started the fish too.
Because
so.
I am hungover from
Oh,
yesterday.
that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
I don't feel like drinking tonight.
I really like the taste of mastic, so without the texture, that seems ideal. Pretty on board with that.
Yeah. It sounds awful to me, but that's just because I had one too many Negronis.
Or too many Negronis, or maybe 3.
Just
I don't know.
Too many.
Negronis are pretty easy
I
to
feel
go
bad.
over.
So I think Bryn's going to do most of the work tonight.
Most of the drinking?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be here.
Here, watch the footage of me marinating some fish.
Oh yeah.
Behind the camera, you may hear the sounds of Fry and Sarah playing, because it's that time of the evening. Nice anisey smell. Tiny bit of skin left on here. Let's get that gone.
Hello, sir. Can you get down, please? There's nothing up here for you. He's like, I know you don't want to touch me.
Fry off.
Because then you have to wash your hands.
Here, try this.
Very
It's
refreshing.
good. Yeah, the basil and the kind
It's
of like
super
cedary
light.
notes of the
It is cedary.
Moussaka are great.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
it's
like,
a resin though, right?
Yeah,
so
it's
gonna
very
be
like sappy.
sappy.
Yeah, but it's nice.
Tree flavor.
It tastes like you're in a forest.
Can you grab the tuna?
We've got Dakos wheat rusks. Rusks are indispensable part of Cretan diet, which shaped Mediterranean diet.
Can you pull this sleeve up for me? Actually, you know what? I got it. Just throw down the knife for a second. So we have to throw the tuna in here with the...
Do you want me to get slicing?
You want to?
This is yellowfin, sustainable.
Somebody gonna match my freak. Get down, buddy.
Even drippage around here. Gin. That's very good.
Where do we start? Should we start with the kingfish, not kingfish? These are some big pieces. I'm gonna have to roll it up.
I get olive oil more than
Yeah.
anything.
I like the burst of lemon. It could use a little bit of salt, like
That's what I was
extra
thinking
like
as
sea
well.
salt on top, I think.
I was not
But-
certain if the curing would impart too much saltiness to do that, but I feel like flaky salt in particular would be really nice on this.
Here, let me grab it. I think that'll be plenty.
They're all suctioned to the plate because you put them down first and then add the oil, and it just like creates little vacuums around it. Very basic crudo. I think the pieces of lemon are interesting. I've never seen that preparation where like you take a supreme and then you chop it up.
It's nice though. I think this is nice. It's good.
Yeah, I think it's not.
I'm
nearly
not
as
in love with
interesting.
it,
Right.
but it's good.
Light smash.
Light smash territory, yeah. Let's try the
This is the thing.
tuna.
This is what I'm most interested in. I like the idea of it being like nacho-y.
The chili oil really stands out.
But because they don't tell you which one,
They
you're
don't
kind
tell
of
you
left
which
to your
one.
own devices, you know? So that could be a real hit or miss ingredient. I'm coming out of every bite just kind of confused. There's like a lot happening. It's not very harmonious. Like the tuna has no flavor compared to anything else in here.
Yes, right.
You get a little bit of the tomato, which is mainly the acids of the tomato. But then the chili oil. This is a particularly flavorful chili oil, so that could be thrown off. It's sweet, it's savory, it has anchovy in it. That in combination with the dill yogurt it's really freaking me out.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one. It's like trying too hard.
I feel like if this was a chili oil tartare and a separate dip, I would be more on board because it would be easier to like parse out and like take different bites of. But because you're getting everything all at once every single time, that's what like is throwing it off for me, I think.
Because the dill yogurt by itself,
Yeah.
tasty.
I would kind of rather just have the dill yogurt. They're not bad flavors in any way. It's just like, you got a lot of flavorful ingredients, and what I'm getting is just kind of noise. Like I can't really focus on any of the flavors at once.
Right. It's good, but it's confusing.
Smash, light smash. Right in the middle, light smash, I think.
Yeah, I
It's
think
good.
it's gotta be light smash. Because I'm eating it. I will happily eat this. I just don't think I will make it like this ever again.
Right. I think I'm done for tonight. Are you done?
Yeah.
Want to order pizza? Oh, shit.
It is day 6 cooking out of Peináo. Today, we're making breakfast. We've got tahini pancakes with yogurt and orange on the menu, and cinnamon crepes with honey butter peaches.
And it's gonna be a duel. We're gonna see what the best pancake is that we can make based on these ideas.
Yeah, because today it's day 6, so we are not necessarily cooking it as it's written. We're kind of ad-libbing based on the recipe. I'm making the crepes. Bryn's making the pancakes. I think the first thing I'm going to alter is the order of operations.
Same. Reversing it.
Yeah, they want you to make the pancakes first, or the crepes first, and then everything else.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna make the whipped cream and the honey butter beforehand, and then do the crepes last. Let's get cooking.
Spending a lot of time doing supremes lately.
Oh my God, I'm looking at your recipe. I was like, why does none of this make sense? He's in this space.
How?
Between us.
I'm gonna do like a sprinkle of orange blossom water. Use the whip it, dude.
Not too sweet.
I'm like at the same step you are, it seems
Oh,
like.
nice. This is the first time I've ever made crepes.
I think I'm gonna do a second topping. It's gonna be lemon and dill. Ooh. We have dill and I really like it.
I'm keeping mine very basic. I just want to know that I can make crepes. Oh no, it's not spreading at all. I might have put too much butter in yet. I might have to do more batter to make this work. No, you did such a bad job.
Got so much butter in there. Who thought this was a good idea?
I didn't realize how much butter you needed. I'm gonna try doing a flip.
Whoa, trying to flip the whole griddle. Sarah wanted to show you her art.
My art. Let's try it one more time. I don't know how fast you have to go with like spreading this stuff around.
Really fast. You should have it off the heat.
Yeah. How cooked is cooked? Is this cooked?
It's overcooked.
Shit.
There you go.
We're gonna get one good crepe out of this. We got one right at the end. What if we did a couple on top too?
Yeah.
Just to give it
Just
like a...
spread them over the top.
Just like a couple, like, here we go. Sorry about our art piece.
It's abstract. Peaches aren't ripe enough.
Yeah.
It's kind of hurting the final product for sure.
Extremely light, extremely fluffy. But fluffy only because of the whipped cream. The crepe doesn't taste like anything, so it really depends on what the filling is.
Little cinnamon.
The test for me on this was like, can you even do crepes?
I think you got better browning on yours, and I got a better shape on mine. And if we'd merge those two things, we might end up with a better outcome. I do think it needs salt and maybe some sugar. No, I'm saying like in the batter.
Oh, I see.
It is a little bit rubbery.
Yeah. I think you have to know how to make a crepe before you try to make this. There's a lot of direction that's maybe missing. Like the size of pan to use if you're using a 4th cup of batter. I'm gonna say pass on the crepe. I do like the peaches and the cream.
I don't like the peaches, I do like the cream, but it's your recipe for the cream, so.
I wanna try this tower because I feel like we've got all the things that we liked out of it.
All right, little test pancake, Sarah. You ready for some of this?
Ready. It's salty. I could see you doing like a savory pancake out of these.
I'm going to.
For real.
Lemon, dill, sour cream.
What if we did whipped cream plus all the other stuff?
Try it.
Just a dibble.
I mean, it's not super sweet, so it works pretty well.
We got whipped cream on one.
Whipped cream and sour cream.
And sour cream.
Pepper, dill, lemon, shata.
That is a very savory pancake.
I'm really pleased with it, if I'm honest.
It's
I like the
good.
tahini in the pancake. That's a good takeaway.
The tahini makes it work as a savory pancake. If you didn't have the tahini, I don't think it would make
I
it.
think it'd be fun, but you'd be lacking some backbone. Sour cream and whipped cream was not on my bingo card.
It's great though. With the lemon too? Excellent.
Both recipes as written we were not into, but the pancake base opened up some possibilities. Huh?
Did you try just pancake? Because like you could totally do savory out of that.
I know.
Smash on that tahini pancake.
But
After adjusting.
the whipped cream just wasn't for us. I didn't like the tahini in it. It's just tahini on tahini, which is like, eh. And then orange and cinnamon.
Pass on the crepes. I think that's our fault. Actually, I don't know anymore. I can't tell. I think it's a combination of both.
Day 6 complete. I'm gonna go take the boy out.
After 6 days with Peináo, we've got some opinions, so let's kick it off with accessibility. I think the most obvious pain point in this book is the ingredient list. They call for very specific ingredients like lemon thyme or star-shaped pasta, and that can be hard to track down, but luckily there are some pretty easy subs. I couldn't find star-shaped pasta, so I went with like the smallest pasta that I could find, which were these like tiny little shells. I'm just going to use regular thyme. However, there's a lot of cheese used in this book, and most of them do not have alternatives. So things like Graviera or Caseri can be hard to find unless you live near a Greek deli. Shout out to Papa Christos in LA. Had all the cheeses I need. And like many family recipes, these often didn't provide a lot of supporting detail. I wish there was a little more direction on like the texture of the dough for this. It's supposed to be smooth? Is it supposed to be kind of tacky? Then there was a minor safety issue where a lack of knowledge could really cause some problems. I'm so worried about this confit garlic oil. If you're asking people to make garlic oil, you also need to tell them to keep it in a cool, dark place, because while it might be more flavorful, it's also a great recipe for botulism. None of this is terribly challenging if you already know how to get around those hurdles, but it can make it a lot harder for newcomers trying to get value out of this book. Accessibility is getting a 3. There's a lot to like about the design of this book. The over-the-top Art Nouveau-ish typography could so easily be corny, but we think it looks great. The sketchy little illustrations are cute, and the serving sizes in the upper right are unique and in a helpful spot on the page. I also like that they took the time to include a prep and pairing section for each recipe. Those two details really helped me plan my week. But the stylized and very Instagram-y photos are where we had our biggest issue. You really can't trust the photos at all.
There's so little onion in the photo. Like, I know that it's like stylized probably, but like, wow.
Look at the photo. They look like they're chopped pretty fine.
Stop looking at the photo. These photos are terrible.
I know. They're just so embellished that looking at them to try and understand a detail can really throw you off. Design gets a 5. The flavors in this book aren't going to blow your mind as written, and we have run into this problem before with other cookbooks inspired by family recipes.
That's the thing, it doesn't taste bad. It just doesn't taste.
If it's not something you grew up with, a family recipe probably isn't going to be that compelling.
I'm glad you have nostalgia for it, but like that's family newsletter shit. That's not international cookbook shit, you know?
Share it with the world. That's not to say it wasn't good. The average dish was a light smash, and there were some really nice surprises.
I'm very excited about that form factor. I really want to play with tomato fritters. That's very cool. I think the bread is the star.
The bread is a star. Don't sleep on the iceberg salad. And many of the dishes gave us ideas to play around with in the future, especially those Tomatokeftedes.
I think with lime leaf and maybe some coconut and maybe some mushrooms and stuff, like we could make them really fun.
Flavor gets a 6. The prose is light, with most of it being devoted to family lore or brief tangents about Greek culture in general. Our #1 favorite Greek dish. There was also a very short and frankly kind of obvious section on party planning that felt underdeveloped for a book ostensibly focused on feeding dinner parties. It seems like that's the twins' whole brand, and yet they only squeezed in a couple of sparse paragraphs on the topic. My personal favorite was the absolutely unhinged section where they talked about choosing music for your dinner party. Then there's the recipes, and honestly, we just kept coming back to how inefficiently they were written.
This is a weird order. They're like, get everything wet, then try browning stuff once it's wet.
The order of operations would often push fairly tedious prep work to the very end and leave hot mains to get cold while you knock out last-minute additions that aren't as temperature sensitive. This is another issue that often happens with family recipe-based cookbooks. 5 minutes until the lamb is browned.
Like, this just isn't a very efficient way to do this, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's like wrong. I'm saying like...
Oh, and then you add the tomato paste after that?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know if it's because there's too much reverence for the source material to make changes, a lack of experience, or something else entirely. Either way, not a great fit for a cookbook you're actually publishing. Writing is getting a 3. Of the 19 dishes we made in Peináo, we got 11 smashes. We usually say that a book is worth the price of admission if we can get a 50% smash rate of the recipes that we make, but in this case, there is a caveat. A couple of the recipes in this book, which is ostensibly about Greek feasts, are recipes that their yaya would make Helena and Vikki either after school or when they were feeling sick. And aside from a few highlights, most of the dishes that we tested felt like weeknight basics more than special dishes that you would make for large groups. So I think if you want a very cozy peek into Greek home-style cooking, this could be a decent book to add to your shelf. But if you want to serve a party and impress your friends, I don't think Peináo is the book I would turn to.
It's good, but it's confusing.
For us, it didn't really deliver on its promise to serve up a Greek feast for all. So value's getting a 4. That brings the initial cult score for Peináo to 4.2. There are some good ideas in here, and we'll probably be coming back to a lot of these concepts, just maybe not as written. Ultimately, the recipes in Peináo didn't really feel like they matched its premise, but we did get some great leftovers.
Yeah. Hey, this was definitely the best thing we've eaten thus far this week.
Yeah.
Isn't that,
I don't know, the moussaka the next day and the next day was
I was gonna say, the moussaka turned out better the
pretty
following day,
good.
for
But
sure.
we did put shata on it, which made it
Yes,
even
that
better.
was great.